It was just it's a white and black thing, whether they want to admit it or not. But I'm not crying foul because of my color or anything. It's just I'm a human being. I don't think that nowhere that the law should allow any person to be shot by strangers just simply because of the color of their skin.
But I think this, though, regardless of our feeling toward him, socially or otherwise, I think legally, I think this. I still have enough confidence in the cross-section of the citizenry of Monroe County to believe this, that regardless of how you might feel personally or something like that, regardless of maybe if you don't believe in the mixing of the colors, I don't believe this gentleman's here that any man that I know in this county would just come up and absolutely be so prejudicial.
About along here, somebody hollered, said, "Charlie, there he is." And I turned around and looked, and somebody at the truck said, "There he is." And I looked to see which way they were looking, and I looked up this way, and I saw the two little boys, and I looked on up, and I saw him standing there, just right in line with that tree right there. And they said, "What are you going to do?" And I pointed at the pole. I said, "I'm going right there, rock and fish." And I hit the ground, just bam, just like this. And then when I come up, I remember getting up and looking at my leg. By that time, someone hollered and said, "Charlie, did you get shot?" And at that time, my subconscious heard the pow, because I'd already been hit. The gunshot was just something secondary, you know. And I started putting it together, and I'm thinking, I believe he just shot me. And I looked up, and there he was, and he aimed again. So when he rung off another shot and he went bam, I just like froze, waiting for the bullet to hit me, not knowing the bullet's already gone. Yeah. And then he turned when he's finished shooting like this. Then he turned and went pow, and I don't forgot whether it was one shot or two shot, but I saw him when he turned to go. But I remember falling down the ground and crawling over here to this bank. And I had to bend, so I'm even limping now, just thinking about it. And I remember when I crawled up the bank and I laid here, and I remember looking back to see if he was at the bank and going to shoot me. And I was still in the holler, you know, and I said, "Arvely," I said, "somebody come and get me, man, I'm in pain," you know, and I said, "Help me." And he said, "Charlie, we can't come." And I heard him talk to the game warden then they hollered back and he said, "Charlie," said someone else, and said, "You been shot?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "He shot me, the son of a bitch." And then I thought, well, that's dumb. And I looked back again. And at the same time, you're trying to wrap your head around this. I just got shot just because I'm black.
Yeah. No reason.
And yet today, I cannot see it. I can't even see how a person can hate a color that bad. It's like I'm reliving the whole thing over again. I can almost feel the pain in my leg, all the emotions of, you know, why, all the near misses I've had up until that point, not realizing that I was hated enough for those other confrontations I've had with white people. Could have been my demise at the time. I could have been shot then, but I'm now beginning to realize just how bad that people hate the color of my skin. And it can only be about the color of my skin because they can't say, well, we saw some blacks in California right in the store and stealing TV. I wasn't in there. I didn't do that. The same way that I had to come to grips with the fact that there's only one white man that shot me, not all the other white people that I'm around. And so there's a long road just trying to just get myself wrapped around what had just happened and not hate all the black people, because that's a miserable thing, and I feel sorry for those people that hate black. That's a miserable thing to go around all the time with hate in your heart, and for no more reason than just the color of another person's skin.
And you don't know who did this shooting?
No, sir, I do not.
You know whether somebody else did it or not?
Well, no, I couldn't say
But
it.
you wouldn't say if you knew, would you, Fred? Or would you?
Well, it wasn't me, Mr. Taylor.
Well, you wouldn't tell if you knew who it was, would you? but you didn't allow niggers, didn't want niggers up in there, did you?
No, sir, I never had that remark.
Well, I know what you made the remark, but do you want them to come back in there? Is it all?
That's their privilege.
I know, but did you?
Well, I don't care now.
But you got any feeling about them coming up there? No.
I always done, I sure did.
You want them to come?
That's right, they're people.
I came through this door, and the deputy, someone was escorting me, and I was instructed before I came into the courtroom that he is sitting out in the audience if I can identify the person that shot me. And as I walked into the place and probably got as long as here's where this thing, which wasn't there, I scanned the room, and when I got to that point, I recognized him just immediately, and just no need to look at no further, turned around, went back out. I was in here a matter of 5 seconds, I bet. And then I went back through the door into another room, opposite in the direction that the other guys that were with me, and told the sheriff who he was, where he was sitting at, what kind of clothes he was wearing, sort of Hawaiian type shirt, bald-headed guy. And I said, and if he had a gun on him right now, he'd shoot me again. I said, with a stare he gave me, he gave himself away. While in the lobby downstairs, this little lady approached me and just stopped and looked up at me, and she said, I hate to use the word, but, you know we don't like you niggers down here. He should have killed your ass. And I just couldn't believe she said that, but what are you going to say to a little old lady like that, But I just let it go, and I'm thinking, gosh, I can forget about having a trial here that's going to be anything other than going against me.